Fresh killer.
What up, tribe? What it do? I just watched the season finale of the third season of Atlanta, and it was very bad. And not only is it very bad, it's repulsive and unnecessary. Is there such thing as someone being too creative? Is there such thing as someone having too much control? Because if there is such a thing, then Donald Glover has it. This episode centered on Lottie. Lottie's in France. Lottie's having a nervous breakdown, as a lot of us suspected, as watching her behavior earlier on this season, pushing people in the pool and stealing and just doing all type of things that seem to be out of character for her. She goes on an episode, whatever, meets up with some old girls from Atlanta, and blah, blah, blah. Goes to a whole bunch of stuff I don't want to get into, but when she finally comes back into herself, she says she was watching a movie called Amelie. And so she went to Paris because she wanted to experience life like Amelie did. That didn't work for me because I own Amelie. Amelie is one of my favorite movies of all time. Amelie was a do-gooder. She liked to secretly do good things for people. That is not the type of that is not what Van was doing. Van was doing very nefarious things and seemed to be involved in this strange underworld. They both had little motor scooters, a little French thing going on. Outside of that, there was no. She tried to do a fake Emily impression. She tried to sound like Emily, but that just didn't work for me. I was just like, you put me through 30 plus minutes of very bad television to make that analogy, and it totally doesn't fit. So whack. And then it just ends in a very profane way. I don't even want to. It's just so ridiculous and over the top and just, oh my god, distasteful. It was just silly. Listen, we're at the point right now where I think that we can memorialize the first two seasons of Atlanta. We can totally like put crystallize them. We can put them and we can look at them in retrospect and we can say what they mean, because this season is just so far gone. It's such a departure. The season 4 will probably be even worse. I don't know if I'm even going to watch season 4, but the first two seasons of Atlanta, we can say, were some of the best moments that I've experienced, like watching television. It's such a great TV show because it's centered on a square black guy, nerdy even. He got into Earn. They haven't gotten back to this, but earlier on in like season 1, Earn had dropped out of, it was an Ivy League school. Was it Princeton? I can't remember, but it was one of the Ivy League schools. So he's a real smart guy. For whatever reason, he dropped out of this Ivy League school and he's hustling, trying to get it and trying to adapt to Paperboy and being a rapper or being a manager for this rapper, which he totally does not fit the criteria. He doesn't have the background, he doesn't have the muscle in the hood. He makes very bad decisions, but he's determined to make this work. And it looked at Blackness in such a layered way. and looked at our culture in a way that hadn't been seen before on television. It's very sophisticated, very detailed, nuanced, contradictory, very elegant, right? So they used to call Nina Simone the high priestess of soul. And so I would look at the first 2 seasons of Atlanta as the equivalent of that, but for Black television. It was so outstanding. It was perfectly done. I think it climaxed with In the Woods, that episode from season 2, when Paperboy goes into this fantasy world. He's trying to run from the ghost of his mother and the ghost of fame. And he literally goes into the woods and meets all these characters that are telling him, that are giving him insight into his life and what he should do. They tried to recreate that with an episode from this season where Paperboy loses his phone. But it's like, you already did that in season 2 and you did it so much better. Everything in season 2 and everything in season 1 was so much better. The show has lost its way. I think that Donald Glover is now campaigning. He's campaigning for the things that he wants to do after the show, and they've already filmed everything. So I guess he's showing that he can, how experimental he can be, and that he can work with white actors and just all the different things that he can depict via his movies or whatever he's going to do after this. This particular episode was like a very bad Jordan Peele movie, which would be Us. Us was a very bad Jordan Peele movie. So it was like Us. And it was dreadful. It was horrible. It was almost embarrassing. Like, just, it's like a fight that has gone on too long. A fighter came out and he may have put the guy down in the early rounds, but now he's just getting pummeled. And the people want the referee in his corner. They want the fight to keep going because of his pride, because of the man that he used to be, because of the boxer that he used to be. But you're just watching like, stop the fight. Stop, just throw in a towel. Please stop this fight before this man gets hurt. That's how I feel about Donald Glover's reputation right now. Just stop it. If season 4 is along the same lines as this season, I'm like, we don't ever have to see it. Just lock it up, put it in a vault, and let somebody auction for it, let somebody bid for it 15 years from now. That's how I feel. It's a very sad day for me, because I loved Atlanta. I loved the first 2 seasons. I saw myself in Earn in so many ways. Just a square Black dude from the hood, from a predominantly Black city, trying to make sense out of adulthood. But you still got your nerdy ways, and when can you share them? Maybe you can't, but it follows him through his lens, so he doesn't have to share it. And just all that is just, it's just gone. So that's how I feel about this episode. That's how I feel about this season. I don't have any positive things to say about this episode. I do have positive things to say about you all, however. Please like this video. Share this video with someone. Share the channel. Thank you all so much for supporting me. I did all 10 episodes of this season. For the good, the bad, the terrible, the dreadful, the over the top. I did them all. And I appreciate you all, especially the people that watch every single episode, every single reaction. Thank you all so much. That's it, Atlanta. That's it, season 3 in the books. Subscribe to the tribe. I am Roger Porter. It's been real. Peace, tribe. And enough.